James Chambers, O.M., born July 30, 1944, known professionally as Jimmy Cliff, is a Jamaican ska, rocksteady, reggae and soul musician, multi-instrumentalist, singer, and actor. He is the only living reggae musician to hold the Order of Merit, the highest honor that can be granted by the Jamaican government for achievements in the arts and sciences. Cliff is best known among mainstream audiences for songs such as Many Rivers to Cross, You Can Get It If You Really Want, The Harder They Come, Reggae Night, and Hakuna Matata, and his covers of Cat Stevens's Wild World and Johnny Nash's I Can See Clearly Now, from the film Cool Runnings. He starred in the film The Harder They Come, which helped popularize reggae around the world, and Club Paradise. Cliff was one of 5 performers inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2010. Personal life. Cliff was briefly a member of the Rastafari movement before converting to Islam from Christianity. He now describes himself as having a universal outlook on life, and does not align himself with any particular movement or religion, saying, "Now I believe in science." He is married and has a daughter, Lilty Cliff, and a son, Aiken Cliff. He is also the father of the actress/singer Nabiya B. Early life and education. Jimmy Cliff was born James Chambers on July 30, 1944 in St. James, colony of Jamaica. He began writing songs while still at primary school in St. James, listening to a neighbor's sound system. When Chambers was 14, his father took him to Kingston, where he would take up the stage name Jimmy Cliff. Career. 1960s and 1970s. Cliff sought out many producers while still going to school, trying to get his songs recorded without success. He also entered talent contests. One night I was walking past a record store and restaurant as they were closing, pushed myself in and convinced one of them, Leslie Kong, to go into the recording business, starting with me, he writes in his own website biography. After 2 singles that failed to make much impression, his career took off when Hurricane Hattie became a hit while he was aged 17. It was produced by Kong, with whom Cliff remained until Kong's death from a heart attack in 1971. In 1975, Cliff sang on the first season of Saturday Night Live, episode 12, hosted by Dick Cavett. After a series of albums, Cliff took a break and traveled to Africa. The Nigeria-based Jamaican writer Lindsay Barrett was instrumental in Cliff's first trip there, and subsequently converted to Islam, taking the name of El Hajj Naeem Bachir. In a 2021 interview, Cliff expressed a strong affinity with the religious and intellectual knowledge of ancient Egypt, skepticism of government handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, and denied his earlier conversion to Islam, claiming it didn't satisfy my soul. In 2001, Cliff became an inaugural member of the Independent Music Awards judging panel to support independent artists. In 2002, Cliff released the album Fantastic Plastic People in Europe, after first providing free downloads using P2P software. This album featured collaborations with Joe Strummer, Annie Lennox, and Sting, as well as new songs that were very reminiscent of Cliff's original hits. In 2004, Cliff completely reworked the songs, dropping the traditional reggae in favor of an electronic sound, for inclusion in Black Magic. The album also included a recording of Over the Border with Joe Strummer. Cliff performed at the closing ceremony to the 2002 Commonwealth Games, and in 2003, his song, You Can Get It If You Really Want, was included in the soundtrack to the film, Something's Gotta Give. He also appeared in July 2003 at the Palia Festival in Nyon, Switzerland. The Jamaican government under P.J. Patterson honored Cliff on October 20, 2003, by awarding him the Order of Merit, the nation's 4th highest honor, in recognition of his contributions to the film and music of Jamaica. Cliff and Mervyn Morris are the only currently living figures from the arts to hold this distinction, and Cliff is the only living musician to do so. In 2011, Cliff worked with producer Tim Armstrong, lead singer of American punk band Rancid, on the EP The Sacred Fire and the full-length album Rebirth. Rebirth won a Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. The album was listed at number 12 on Rolling Stone's list of the top 50 albums of 2012, saying, "There's ska, rock steady, roots reggae, a revelatory cover of The Clash's Guns of Brixton delivered in Cliff's trademark soulful tenor, grittier but still lovely more than 40 years after his debut. In December 2012, Cliff was named Artist of the Year by digital newspaper The Caribbean Journal, citing his work on Rebirth. In August 2022, Cliff released the album Refugees.